California has over 7,000 documented caves. Most are empty, but the ones that aren't have revealed discoveries so unexpected they've forced scientists to reconsider what they thought they knew about when humans arrived in the Americas, what animals once lived here, and what happened to them all. Here are 10 discoveries that surprised even the experts. In the 10th place, a group of school children exploring a creek in Santa Cruz County stumbled upon a fossil bone that would spark a scientific debate still unfolding today. The bone, later identified in 2024 as part of a Jefferson's ground sloth, showed a femoral width 12% greater than any known mylodon, hinting at a possible new species or an undocumented migration event. Micro-CT scans at UC Santa Cruz revealed an unexpected internal trabecular pattern, suggesting this sloth may have spent part of its life in the trees. The find, announced by the Santa Cruz Museum of Natural History and celebrated on social media with over 12,000 likes, has divided paleontologists over its exact classification, Mylodontidae or perhaps the first Megalonatidae ever recorded in California. The Ohlone Tribal Council has joined the conversation, underscoring the cultural significance of such Ice Age giants. This discovery, made by citizen scientists and still under peer review, stands as proof that paradigm-shifting fossils can emerge at any moment, even from the hands of children. Number 9. Valentine Cave unsettles expectations of what life can endure beneath the earth. In complete darkness, bioluminescent vibrio-bacteria emit a faint blue glow at 470 nanometers, confirmed by citizen footage in 2018 and later studied by UC Berkeley microbial genomics teams. This chemiluminescent display does not rely on photosynthesis or external light, marking a rare nitrogen oxide pathway for energy production. Nearby, an Ethereum fern clings to the cave wall 30 meters from any sunlight, its survival still unexplained by plant biophysiologists as of 2021. For the Wintu people, this site, known as the glowing heart of the earth, holds spiritual significance, and all scientific sampling follows tribal protocols. Valentine Cave stands as a living laboratory, its microbial and plant mysteries inviting new questions about evolution and adaptation in the absence of light. 8th place belongs to a cave in Shasta County, where a single ground sloth femur became a molecular time capsule. Unlike typical fossil finds, this specimen retained not only bone, but also visible collagen fibers, hair, and even fragments of tendon, soft tissues rarely preserved for 13,000 years. The cave's microclimate, holding steady at 5 degrees Celsius and 95% humidity, acted as a natural freezer, halting decay at a molecular level. Using filter-aided sample preparation and high-resolution mass spectrometry, researchers sequenced 70% of the original collagen peptides, confirming the animal's mixed browse diet through stable isotope analysis at -21 per mil carbon. The preservation here is so complete that peptide modifications still reveal the sloth's biochemistry at extinction's edge. This level of molecular survival sets a benchmark for what ancient DNA and proteins might be recovered from other California caves, laying the groundwork for even more contentious debates over deep time preservation and the limits of radiocarbon dating. Number 7. The Cerruti Mastodon site thrusts the question of America's earliest inhabitants into controversy. Unearthed in San Diego County, mastodon bones and scattered quartzite fragments were reported in 2017 as evidence of human activity dating back 130,000 years, more than 10 times older than the accepted arrival of people in North America. The claim rested on spiral fractures in the mastodon's limb bones, microscopic edge damage on the stone flakes, and traces of bone residue, all interpreted by the excavation team as signs of intentional hammering and marrow extraction. Uranium-thorium dating of carbonate crusts reinforced the astonishing age, while experimental studies with elephant bones aim to replicate the observed breakage. Yet critics argue these features could result from natural forces, such as rockfall, trampling, or river action, rather than human hands. In the 2 years following publication, debate played out across nature, science, and open access commentaries, with some experts labeling the stones as geofacts, not tools. The Kumeyaay Tribal Council, whose ancestral territory includes the site, called for caution in assigning human agency, mindful of the cultural and scientific implications. As of now, the Ceruti mastodon remains a flashpoint, its evidence provocative, its interpretation unresolved, and its place in the story of the first Americans still fiercely contested. Number 6. The Channel Islands pygmy mammoth stands as a living record of evolution in action. On San Miguel Island, the 1994 discovery of a nearly complete skeleton revealed a mammoth weighing just 750 kilograms, less than 1/10 the mass of its mainland ancestor, Mammuthus columbi, which reached 10,000 kilograms. This dramatic reduction, a 92.5% loss in body mass, is the clearest evidence of island dwarfism ever found in North America. In 2016, the unearthing of an intermediate-sized skull bridged the gap, showing that the shift from giant to miniature unfolded gradually across millennia. Radiocarbon dating of bone, collagen, and charcoal places these animals between 13,500 and 8,000 years ago, a timeline that tracks with post-glacial sea level rise and shrinking island habitats. Stable isotope analysis, with delta-13 C values near -22 per mil, confirms a diet of C3 island vegetation. Chumash oral tradition recalls the presence of small tusked beasts on the islands, underscoring the cultural memory of these vanished giants. The Channel Islands pygmy mammoth offers a rare window into evolutionary change, preserved in bone and tradition alike. Number 5. Skull Cave in the Modoc lava beds stands as both a prehistoric shelter and a witness to conflict in recorded history. Stretching nearly 1.2 kilometers beneath the surface, this network of lava tubes, known in Modoc oral tradition as Siyok, or refuge, served as a vital hideout for Modoc warriors during the 1872 to 1873 Modoc War. Decades before the war, the cave yielded a scattering of about 15 bone fragments, some with beveled edges and notches that early 20th century archaeologists interpreted as possible weapons or tools. Yet later analysis raised doubts, suggesting that thermal shock from volcanic activity or rockfall could have fractured the bones naturally, leaving marks that mimic human modification. The absence of obsidian blades or other artifacts complicates the case, and the debate over anthropogenic versus natural breakage remains unresolved. National Park Service archives preserve dispatches from the Modoc War, describing soldiers searching for hidden fighters in the volcano's lungs. Today, tribal consultation ensures any ongoing research honors the cave's status as a Modoc cultural site, bridging the deep past with more recent struggles for survival. Number 4. The La Brea woman remains a solitary human presence among nearly 3.5 million Pleistocene fossils recovered from the Rancho La Brea tar pits, encased in a tar matrix and stored in a sealed glass jar since its 1935 excavation. The cranial fragment represents the only confirmed human bone in a deposit, otherwise dominated by dire wolves, saber-toothed cats, and mammoths. In 2016, a direct AMS radiocarbon analysis of an associated domestic dog bone recalibrated the burial's age to approximately 13,000 years ago, placing it squarely in the late Ice Age. This redating reignited debate over whether the human and dog remains entered the tar together or if mixing within the sticky, shifting pit layers blurred the true sequence of events. Recent taphonomic studies have examined the undisturbed context and tar-sealed preservation, yet the question of intentional burial versus accidental inclusion remains unresolved. Consultation with Tongva and Gabrielino representatives now shapes all interpretive decisions, ensuring the story of the La Brea woman is told with both scientific caution and cultural respect. In this intersection of human and megafaunal worlds, a single skull fragment continues to challenge assumptions about who walked ancient California and when. Coming to the top three, the Arlington Springs Man brings the earliest confirmed human presence to California's Channel Islands. Discovered in 1959 by Phil C. Orr on Santa Rosa Island, the partial skeleton was encased in a distinctive red-brown matrix, its preservation remarkable for an island context. Radiocarbon dating, refined through ultrafiltration AMS analysis in 2003, placed the remains at approximately 13,000 years ago. This pushes human occupation in coastal California to the terminal Pleistocene. Isotope analysis published in 2020 revealed a mixed marine and terrestrial diet, with a delta 13C value of -20 per mil, indicating reliance on both island plants and ocean resources. This evidence supports the view that early populations reached the islands by sea, challenging the long-held notion that North America was first settled solely by inland migrations. The find's significance is heightened by the involvement of both Chumash and Tongva communities, who serve on a joint advisory committee overseeing the curation and interpretation of the remains. Today, Arlington Springs Man stands as a pivotal data point in the debate over pre-Clovis coastal migration, anchoring the argument for an ancient maritime tradition along the Pacific Rim. In second place, Daisy Cave on San Miguel Island rewrites the early history of coastal California with a 10,500-year-old maritime toolkit preserved beneath windblown sand. Here, a single fragment of tightly woven basketry, directly dated to 10,550 calibrated years before present, anchors the oldest known textile in North America. Paired radiocarbon dates from marine shells and charcoal, now corrected by a 2021 study for a Delta R marine reservoir offset of 300 to 400 years, provide a robust chronological framework. 25 independent dates confirm human occupation as sea levels rose and the Channel Islands shrank. Archaeologists uncovered obsidian fishhooks, one dated to 9,500 years ago, alongside cordage, bead kits, and over 150 marine species, including extinct island endemics. The absence of grinding stones and the dominance of offshore fish bones point to an economy built on boating, netting, and deep water foraging, evidence of advanced seafaring long before the mainland's first villages. Chumash consultation guides all artifact curation, ensuring that the story of Daisy Cave's early mariners is told with both scientific precision and cultural respect. These finds challenge the once prevailing view that America's first peoples arrived only by land and suggest instead a complex, sea-oriented migration along the Pacific Rim. And finally, in first place, Potter Creek Cave in Shasta County stands as California's deepest archive of lost worlds and scientific controversy. More than 4,600 identifiable bones, cataloged by William Sinclair's 1902 to 1903 excavation, represent 52 vertebrate species, 21 now extinct, including the first ground sloth ever recorded in the state. The cave's 8 stratigraphic layers reveal a faunal record stretching across 30,000 years, with direct radiocarbon ranges from Cambridge labs bracketing 23,600 to 21,300 and 17,900 to 17,100 years before present. In a 15 to 30 centimeter midden above Brescia, Sinclair's team unearthed polished bone fragments some beveled, notched, or perforated, that early observers believed to be spear or atlatl points, hinting at human presence alongside Ice Age megafauna. Later analyses, led by Heiser and others, challenge this view, suggesting that carnivore, gnawing, or river abrasion could mimic human modification, and noting the absence of definitive hafting wear. The debate remains unresolved as no human remains have been found and the bone tools lack clear use wear patterns. Potter Creek Cave's significance lies not only in its unmatched species count and the sheer scale of its faunal deposits, but also in the way it anchors the debate over when and whether humans first hunted Pleistocene giants in California. Today, any further research at the site requires consultation with the Modoc tribe, whose ancestral lands encompass the cave, ensuring both scientific rigor and cultural respect. In the shadow of its limestone walls, Potter Creek Cave continues to challenge the timeline of human arrival and the causes of extinction, leaving the final verdict open for another generation of discovery. Across all 10 discoveries, one pattern emerges. California's caves consistently overturn scientific assumptions about the continent's past. Each find, whether bone, artifact, or microbe, expands our timeline, demands new questions, and reminds us that beneath familiar ground, history remains unsettled. The search for answers endures. Thank you for watching.